Hey, Hamster, you actually playing Digimon?
Yeah, what's the big deal? Can't a guy just enjoy some RPGs?
I guess you really hate Pokemon, huh?
What? No! What does Pokemon even have to do with this?
Well, I mean, Digimon is clearly a ripoff of Pokemon.
That's about as baseless as video games making people violent.
But the first Pokemon games came out in 1996.
And so did the original Digimon Tamagotchi devices, which, if anything, were far more innovative.
But Pokemon was first conceptualized in the early 90s.
And so was Digimon. Technically, if you want to go there, both franchises ripped off Dragon Quest V from 1992 with the monster to ally collecting mechanic.
But Dragon Quest V was clearly inspired by the original Dragon Quest from 1986.
Which was clearly inspired by the original Atari 2600's Dragon Stomper from 1982.
And Dragon Stomper was clearly a ripoff of Dungeons & Dragons dating back to the early 1970s.
And you're just a ripoff of your parents' genetics.
And they're just a ripoff of an ancient supernova of a dead star.
Everything's a ripoff.
I'm impressed. Why did it take us so long to suck it up and play Digimon?
Probably because our first taste of Digimon was with Digimon World on PS1, which was...
Shelving that. Compared to Pokemon's insane AAA Nintendo budget, this small Bamco budget title holds up shockingly well.
But is it really that shocking? An average discount RPG holds up to an expensive bad one?
This is no discount game. Inexpensive, yes, but it's crammed, packed with value.
I love how you didn't contest about the modern Pokemon alternative being bad.
It's undoubtedly expensive.
And bad. Say it.
Digimon is great.
Digimon isn't your typical monster collecting / battling RPG, as strange as that even sounds, as Cyber Sleuth / Hacker's Memory are both unique, massive, full-blown RPG adventures. Though the gameplay largely stays the same across both, imagine a new Pokemon generation comes out and both games were completely different and bundled together for less than a full-price game. Starting with a single digital monster, you will fight your way through hordes of up to 3-on-3 Digimon battles, both wild and tamed by hackers across the web, and by doing so, accumulate research points on each species that you battle. With enough research points, maxing out at 200% for ideal stats, you'll be able to generate your own digital copies to build your own team of Digimon, considering that they're made up of literal data anyway.
I love this unique gameplay loop. Grinding in regular gameplay not only levels up your team traditionally, but also streamlines the party acquisition process. Plus, each Digimon you generate has different personality stats, making them all unique and customizable, with a vast array of accessible moves to learn and transfer, up to 7 at a time, and with multiple held item slots for buffs and mods. But undoubtedly, the real draw to the gameplay is in digivolving your leveled up party members. You'll get the choice of which of up to 6 different evolution paths to take at a time. What you can digivolve into, however, is determined based on your current level and stats, which could be easy or even impossible based on how your Digimon were raised. This is indescribably addicting, growing your field guide and turning those mysterious shadows into new party members, especially for those knowledgeable enough of the series to aim for certain Digimon that they're looking for.
That all sounds well and good, so it sure is a shame that the rest of the gameplay kinda sucks.
Well, yeah, it's definitely arduous.
For what feels like 50% of the entire game, you'll be reading dialogue like a straight-up visual novel. Though the story can be interesting at times, it quickly becomes tedious as you inevitably lose interest and mash through it to get back to the real gameplay.
But you gotta be careful with that! The game doesn't exactly bold or highlight important story terms and hints like most games do, making it extremely easy to miss where you're going next or what you'll need to do to advance the story.
But even if you do catch it all, it's still pretty cryptic. I have no idea how many times I got lost in this game, requiring a walkthrough to help me progress. Quite possibly more than any other game I've ever played.
Hey, at least you get some choices in the dialogue
that never influence the story in literally any way. Plus, some of these decisions were weirdly segments of one large sentence, as if you were choosing which half of the big thing to say. Was this supposed to be like one choice to show the main character's reply, or was this just a terrible translation mishap? Either way, it's awful.
At least we got an involved story. Plus, with it being crazy long, with a collective 36 main chapters yielding an absurd amount of quests and even side quest variants, the ludicrous bang for your buck here is monumental.
That is, if you like playing video games like this. Now, I think we can all act like adults for a moment and simply accept something about the graphics that I think needs to be addressed.
Agreed.
This entire game has well-modeled and animated character and environmental designs.
Each Digimon has dozens of unique and fluid animations for all sorts of circumstances and unique moves. Battle environments are determined based on where battles are actually taking place, and though it has a bit of a finicky learning curve, the menus and UI look really great. Oh, right. I thought you were going to talk about the game's occasional over-sexualization of its female characters. Let them flow free, Brawless McGee. And one more thing. What's that? All 3 of your battle-ready Digimon follow behind you in the overworld. Hyped for Digimon now, huh? Well, here's how I feel about all of them. Whoa. There's 341 different Digimon in this game. We don't have that kind of time. Fine, here's how I feel about some of them. Vampire Gummy Ball, Charmandersaurus Rex, Sensei of Bork, Cubone levels of unsettling wearing the pelt of its evolution, Stoned Mickey Mouse. Get it? I take it back. This is Stoned Mickey Mouse. Creepy Sentient Weed. Totally my starter. Can we just stop and appreciate just how stupid Digimon names are? No joke, this guy is called Woodmon. Well, that's the most terrifying thing I've seen all day. I take that right the hell back. Yeah, let's just put Gatling guns on a rabbit and call it a day. I swear these designers were on drugs, and I love it. Angry Zipper Mouth Tooth Golden Poop Monster. Comedy gold. But how can a cactus fight, you ask? With his boxing gloves, of course. Angry neurotic superhero midlife crisis man. Okay, sometimes the drugs go too far. Moltres wasn't intense enough, so we gave him massive teeth. Rapper Monkey DJ, so uncool, he's cool. The most OP white mage I've ever used in an RPG. Another classic ultimate form, Pandamon. No joke. Mecha Tiger T-Rex with nipple missiles. Contender for the greatest 90s, most lovable, hardcore abomination ever. Right when you think they're not self-aware enough, they go and do a thing like this. But like, what even is it? The very definition of OP, and I love it. Carried my final team alongside his black counterpart. What else am I supposed to call it? It's all a bizarre mix of 90s intensity and comical stupidity. It's amazing. So, we know there's a shockingly huge amount of story content in this game, so how is it? Aside from it being a little too long-winded for its own good, it's just fine. Not great, but nothing bad either. I mean, typical JRPG stuff with the Digimon twist. There's also a surprising amount of Japanese folklore and cultural references that didn't translate very well to Western audiences. Most of it is still explained to make up for this, but it inevitably adds to the game's wordiness. In Cyber Sleuth, you're a rookie detective under Kyoko Kuremi, fighting through hackers online, solving various real and digital world cases in order to uncover a massive cover-up conspiracy that resulted in your physical body going comatose. Living as a digital avatar, you fight back against the corporation's corruption before your real body withers away and dies. In Hacker's Memory, taking place at the same time as Cyber Sleuth, you're account for Eden, an online world where your physical body can actually enter and log out of cyberspace, gets stolen by a hacker group in a phishing scam, framing you for a crime you didn't commit. With no other choice, you join your own hacker group in order to track down the thieves and reclaim your Eden account and the innocence of the crime. But in both stories, humans excessively using Eden causes a strange series of events that result in the Digimon world to become ravaged by vicious, mindless monsters called Eaters, consuming and deleting anything they can. Forced to flee their homeworld, the Digimon migrate to our world through Eden in hopes of destroying the source of the Eaters, humanity. It gets intense, and it's shockingly mature. All the poop monsters say hello. The music is pretty good overall, though be warned, it is quite loud. This is one of those games where you've got to turn down the volume several notches to comfortably play. We're also neglecting to mention something pretty huge about the sound design. Yeah. It's fully voice acted for both humans and Digimon, in and outside battle, but only in Japanese. Having full-on voice acting at all is amazing, and localizing all this content just for one language, much less several, would have been an incredible undertaking, so I get it, but still, in a game with this much dialogue, it kinda sucks. At least all those sub not dub anime purists will be happy, I guess. Those people must not have kids or any other big responsibilities. Just being able to sit down and watch anime and not just listen to it is a luxury. And let's not make the obvious joke of why they don't have kids in the first place. This massive game has tons of interesting, unique RPG mechanics that stand it apart from the crowd, like how you need to find extra memory in order to carry a larger team of stronger Digimon that take up more file space. Customizing how you utilize your memory with weak and strong Digimon makes this party management a puzzle in and of itself. But keep in mind that this game is just as wordy as Bomb. Fine, Hamster, I'll give you that, but I'll also give you a choice to decide how you really feel about this game. Oh, come on! The positive gamer in me was pleasantly surprised with Digimon's story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory, giving it a strong 7 out of 10. But with its frequent sales slashing its already low price tag, I'm willing to mod it up to an impressive 8 out of 10. Yeah, the game has some quirks, but I'd be a liar if I didn't admit to how much fun I had obsessing over and collecting and expanding my arsenal of unique monsters. The critical gamer in me definitely has some issues with Digimon's story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory. Whew, giving it a decent 6 out of 10. Minor gameplay grievances plus the need for frequent walkthrough assistance does hold me back from a better score, but this experience was still admittedly comparable, if not superior, to the past couple Pokemon generations I've played, and that is saying something. But what do you think? Tell us how your positive and critical sides rate Digimon's story, Cyber Sleuth, and Hacker's Memory in the comments below. But if you're passing this game by without giving it a fair shot simply because it isn't Pokemon, then you're just playing with yourself. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe for more, and use the links in the description to nominate future episodes. Special thanks to Kim for making our whiteboard art yet again, and thank you to our Patreon members Atomic Thomas, Cameron, Arrow, Ben, Rowan, Erica, Shayam, Squad Fam, Sid, and Denny.